background in school and this sort of thing, and they seem a little sharper type person, and we think have a lot of fun with recruiting. And whenever you do a presentation, and this has not only to do with the product, it also has to do with recruiting. You never can pick and choose who's going to be the next star of your Herbalife business. Okay? You can never judge that. And it's a little bit sad sometimes because it's very difficult as an individual then when we're looking at someone to not prejudge what and who they are going to become. Okay? Sometimes we look at the person that's got a little bit more professional background, they're dressed a little bit more better, they've got a little bit more background in school and this sort of thing, and they seem a little sharper type person, and we think that's going to be the best person. They may be the best person, but they also may not be the best person. Okay? You just never know. Okay? Because the person who talks the most in Herbalife, okay, is the one who gets the biggest checks. And you don't know who that person is going to be. It could be the housewife. It could be the bartender. It could be someone who's scrubbing toilets for a living. It could be the janitor. It could be the person that does your dry cleaning. And it could be a dental hygienist. And it could be a dairy farmer. And it could be a doctor. And it could be a lawyer. You just never know. So what you got to do, okay, whenever you're going to do a presentation about the product or you're going to do it about the business, here's what you got to do. Don't prejudge anybody. Treat everybody nice, treat everybody with respect, treat everybody equal, no matter who and what they are, okay? No matter what their background is, no matter what their color of skin is, no matter where they come from, what language they speak, it doesn't make any difference, okay? Because we've proven to this point, it was different for me when I got started. Nobody was doing it when I was doing it. Today, everybody's doing it from every single country with every kind of background you can possibly think of. So what you've got to do when you're making your presentation is you've got to do the best presentation you've ever done in your entire life. Okay? And then when you get to the next person, you do the best presentation you've ever done in your entire life. So whatever you got to do to get yourself mentally set up and mentally excited about doing your presentation, it needs to be the best, okay? And don't worry for those of you that are in the back, you're doing your first presentations, don't worry, you'll get better, you'll get better, you'll get better. At a point, you can only get so good. Then all you got to do is just keep your mental attitude up all the time and make certain that it's the best every single time, because when you meet someone, you just never know who that person's going to be. This could be the next world team, jet team, millionaire, or president's team member in your group, okay? So I treat everybody the same, okay? No matter who they are. When we sit down to make their order, okay, and we recruited them into the company, if they buy 2 bottles, I treat them like they're going to become the next president's team. If they buy $400 worth, I treat them exactly the same. If they buy $4,000 worth, I buy them exactly the same. Because just because they buy more, money's not going to get them to the top position in the company, okay? Working and getting customers and getting more distributors going wide and going deep with a solid foundation of selling the product, okay, is what's going to get them to the president's team and to have a solid check and a solid future with you. Okay, so I treat everybody just like they're going to go up to the top. And also when you're recruiting, here's the kind of attitude that you want to have, okay? Because a lot of times when people are getting into the recruiting phase from being on the product, they're a lot stronger on getting people on the product than they are the money. The reason for that is you've lost weight a lot quicker than you've made $1 million. So you don't approach people necessarily with that. It's going to happen to you. You're going to get rich. Everything's going to happen. It's going to be incredible. And you don't come across as strong with the business as you do the product. Trust me, it's just as easy to get people in the business as it is people on the products. There's millions of people looking for this kind of opportunity to make an extra $2,000 or $3,000 whether it's to take care of their children, put them in a
他
better
们其实
school,
不一定要
feed
赚
them
100
better,
万，他们
or
可能是
maybe
想要
have
口
a
袋
decent
想要赚额
vacation,
外的
or to
300、
go
500、
on to the
1000，
top and
想
make
要贴补家用，照
$100,000
顾
a
小
year,
孩子，
or
或
upwards
者
for
呢
$1
想要
million
这个
a
圣诞
year
节买
like
一
we
些
have
礼
some
物
of。the president's team making, okay? But when you're approaching people,
当你跟
okay,
人接触的时候，
don't beg
不要求
the
他，
people into the
不
company,
要求他
okay?
来到你的团
Sometimes I
队啊。
see people,
我
you
有时
know,
候会
they're
看到有
they're
些
there
人
and they're
跪
talking
下
to
来，
someone
差一
for
点也要
4,
跪下来
3,
求人家
4, 5
签
hours,
成他们
and
的
they're begging
团队
people to
跟
get
他的
into
下
their
线。
company and
No，
stuff
你
like
不要
that.
这样子求
Please,
人家，
please,
不要
please
说
get
求
into
求
my
你
business
要
because
加入
I'll
我的
make
团
some
队啊，
money
因为
and
我可以
stuff
赚
like
你钱
that.
呐。
No, no, you got to
No no
switch
no，
your
你要反
thinking,
过来啊，
okay? Your thinking here
你要搞
is
清楚，
that you're going to do everything to help them get
你
rich,
会付出一切的代
okay?
价协助这
And
个人赚
don't
钱，
beg them to
所以你
get
不要求
into
他
the
进来你的
business.
团
They
队，
ought to be
他应
begging
该跪下来
you
求你
to
进
get
来康
into
宝
this
来，
company, okay? Seriously,
真的，
we got the greatest
我
thing
们
in
有
the
最好的
world.
产品，
They should be begging
他
us
们
to
应
get
该
in
求
this
你
company
加
and
入
stuff
康宝
like
来，
that. So here's the kind of attitude
这
that you
是正确的
have,
态度。
okay, when you're talking to someone about the business.
当你跟人
You,
家谈这个生意的时
and
候
you，have the attitude that you're going to get rich,
你会有这个心态是
and they're
你会
gonna
发
get
财，
rich.
他也会发财。
So let's just try this
所以
out
呢，你
just a
互相
little
去
bit
演
here,
练一下
okay?。I want you to turn to the
你去
person
跟你
next to
身
you
边的
just real
隔壁的
quick.
那个人讲，
Okay, everybody turn to the person
哎，你
next to
跟你
you.
隔壁看你隔壁的
And I
那
want
位
you，to look them square in
看
the
着他的眼
eyes,
睛，
and I want you to say,
跟他讲
man,
我的天哪，
am I glad you
我
got
好
to
高
meet
兴你遇
me.
到我。你跟他讲，哇塞，我好高兴你遇到我。
Okay, this time we're going to try it as if
这一次
you
再试试
believe
看。
you're a president, you're going to become a president's team member,
去想
and the
你是一个
person
总
that
裁
you talk to is going to become
他
a
也会成为一
president's
个
team
总裁。
member. Now look them
那现
square
在
in the
看着他的
eyes
眼
and
睛，
say,
你跟他讲
man, am I glad
我的
you
天
got
哪
to meet me.
我非常高兴你可以遇到我，
That's the
这
attitude.
是正确的态度。
That's the $1 million
这是100万的态
attitude,
度。
see? And when you start feeling that way and you transmit that to
当
the
你有这种
person
信
and they
念的时
start
候，
thinking
你
that
把这
way,
种的信念
things
传
become
达
a
给的
lot
时候
better. And the
一
whole,
切都
whole
会顺其
conversation
自然
turns
的发
to a
生。
more serious
那
conversation.
你会有非常
Now,
认真的话题。
I also have the same thing with my distributors that are really on the move. You
那
can't
当
do
我的
this
经
with
销商是
everybody.
非常认真工
Okay?
作的时候
If
呢
you got someone who just says, well, I just want to casually use the products, treat them great.
那如果有一些
Okay,
经销
those
商
are
只是
people
吃
that
产
will
品
keep
很
using the
好，
products at
好好照顾
wholesale
他
month。after month after month, and maybe that's what they'll do for the rest of their life.
那有些人只要吃产
Or
品没有问题。
maybe, down the road here, when you write to them and you say, here, try the flavored teas, they try the teas and they say, man, if they had had that, I would have done
那
the
有可能
business.
因为一个
Then
新
they
产
try the
品，他
business.
就说，
You
哎
just
呀
never know.
有这么棒的
But
产
when
品
you,
我
when
也
you
要
got
来
these
做
little
的。
wholesale
所以一个
customers
经
and
销商
stuff,
一个经
treat
销商
them
可能
like
会从你的
gold. I
客
know
户
it's
来，
not much
所以
money
你的
when you
客
got
户也
one
把
or
它
two
当
of
黄
them.
金一样
But。when you're recruiting over the year and you end up with 60, 80, or 100 of these guys, it starts to become the couple of $1,000 difference on your level. But when you have 20 or 30 supervisors and they have 20 or 30 supervisors, it starts to become the $100,000 difference.
所以呢，
So
当你
treat
时
them
间
like
久了，你
gold.
会累积
Some of these
30
little
个、
things
50
don't
个、
sound that
100个客户，
important,
就会有很
okay?
大的差
Because
别
they're。not that important when you start out.
开始不
It's
是很
after
多，
you're
但
here
是
a
因为
year
倍
and
增，
2 years
每
that
一位
these
日
things
复一
become
日的累
monumental
积，所以呢，会
things,
越来越
okay?
多的
Now,
客
the
户群
same
还有
kind
经
of
销
plan
商
I have for doing the business.
做这个生意
And
呢，
this
非
is
常重要
again
的记
picking
下
up a
来。
habit that you do day after day
那
after
日复一
day,
日的去做，
and it starts to add up.
就会
So when
累
you're out
积这
there
样子的效果。
recruiting, we already talked about talking to 10 people a day about
每
the
一天与
product.
10个人讲产
We
品，
also want to talk to 10 people a day about the business.
每一天与10个人讲这个生意机会。
You want to talk just enough to 10 people a
每
day
天跟10个
to
不同的人
invite
讲，
them down to some place
邀约
to
他
take
们
a
来
look
了
at
解
the
这个机
company.
会。
Now that place could be your
这可以
apartment.
是你的
That
办公
place
室，
could be at
是
the
你的家，
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday
是
that's
你
going
的
on in the hotel.
周二、星期
It
四、
could be
星
at
期
the
六的会
local
议，
coffee shop.
可以是
It
咖啡
could be
厅，
in their office.
可以是在
It
他
could
的
be
办
in
公
their
室，
house. It
也可以
doesn't
是
make
他的
a
家，
difference
地点不
where
是
it
重要
takes
的。
place. Okay? but you're talking to 10 people a
跟10
day
个人
to invite them
邀
to
约
go
他来了解，
somewhere
来到
and
一个
hear
说明。
about the presentation, okay? Now, let's say you're only going to do that for 22 days because we're giving you off on the weekend.
说周末休息
That's
做22天，
220 people that you would have
一
invited
个月
to
你
come
会
down
跟
and take a look,
220个人讲。
okay? And let's say that you really are terrible, okay?
就算你
Because I know
真的
most
很烂，
people,
一点技术
you
都没
invite,
有。
how many, most of you get half to come down, right?
你
Okay?
在
Let's say you
可
only
能
get
一个
a
10个就会有
fourth of
5个
the
人来。
people that come down, because I don't want to say it's
那
going
我
to
们
be
就
that
把
great,
数字
okay?
说
Because
低一
I'm
点
going to
吧。
show you how this works in a minute. Let's say only 50 people show up at the business
说
opportunity meeting.
220个人，只有
How many
50
of
个
you, if
人
you
来。
had 5 people at the business meeting, would at least sign up 1 out of 5?
如果你来5个，最起码可
Okay?
以签
Oh,
1个的。
everybody. That's what I thought. Okay?
大家都可以做
So
得到。
now let's say that out of the 50 people that showed up, you're only signing 1 out of 5. So that gives you 10 first-line distributors a month, and that's what you want to have.
Okay,
Now,
那在这边呢，你签了
maybe
10
every
个
month
人，
is not like this, but this is generally the plan of what you want to have happen.
这是你的
And the
目
reason
标。
that you want to
一个
have
月
this
签10个
plan
人。
is consistency month after month after month adds up. And here's what I've
是要
basically
坚
seen
持
with
去做
recruiting
这些
10,
数字累
okay?
积，每个
And
月每个
sometimes
月
you
都
get
这样
better
子，
odds.
有10个、
Sometimes
10
you
个、10
recruit
个的
10,
这样子累积。
nobody does it, okay? It's just the way it is. That's why you want to be consistent every month.
就是要坚
Sometimes you
持每
recruit
个月
10,
都
you
是
get
大量
5
的
supervisors,
10个经
okay?
销商、新
But
人
most
进
of
的
the
团队。
time, what happens is 3 or 4 of these
10个当中呢
are going to be wholesale customers.
会有3个会成
3
为
of them
客
will
户，
drop out. They won't
3
do
个不见
anything.
了。
And then a couple of them will become what I call the hot distributors.
然后呢，会剩下
Okay?
有3、4
And
个
they
呢，
say,
会是一个
listen,
非常
just tell
火
me
热的
what to
经
do.
销商
I'll do，
非
anything
常
that
积
you
极的
say.。
你跟
I
他
want
说
to
做
go.
什么，
I
他就
love
做什么。
everything that I've seen here and stuff. Okay? But I want to get back to this plan here just for a second because you've gotten 10 first line
那在这边有10个经销
distributors.
商，
We're talking about 2 people that would be hot that would
我们
become
就说2个
supervisors.
是非常的努力
So
工
if
作
you've
达到
got
主
2
任，
supervisors during the month,
一个月有2个
if you
主
did
任，
that for 12 months,
坚持
that
12
would
个
be
月，
24
一年有
supervisors.
24个主任。
Now we go back to your customer list. Remember, you had 50 customers, okay? Out of 50 customers, I promise you, at least 6 of them will
那我们
become
回说回去
supervisors.
你手上那
Okay?
些客户群，
So
如果有
now you've got
60个
another
累
6
积了60个客户，
supervisors
最
out of
起
your
码会有
retail base,
6个
which
成
is
为
giving
主
you
任。
30 first line
这样子一
supervisors.
整年你
for
会
the
累积
year.
30个
So
主
if you
任第一
stuck
代
to。the 10 plan on
所
talking
以
to
为什
people
么我会
about
跟
the
你讲每个
product
月签10个
and
经销
10
商，
people a day about the
一天跟
business,
10个人分享
you
10个
will
机
have at
会，
least made $50,000 or more on this the very first year.
那你第一年呢就
So
会赚
30
5万
first。line supervisors, and you got your 50 customers, and that's made your first year minimum 50,000 or more. Okay? But now let's check out what happens the next year.
那看一下第2年会发生什
Next
么
year
事。
you get another 30 first lines.
那第2年继续
Okay,
这
because you've
30
gotten your
个
24 by recruiting 10. You've also gotten 50 more customers,
还会有
so 6
50个
more
新的客户。
become supervisor from your customer base. So now you got 30 from last year,
那你
and
去
you
年
got
的
30
30个
supervisors from
加
this
上今
year.
年的
That's
30个，
60
你在
first
这边有
line
60个
supervisors.
主任。
One thing that's great about
这
Herbalife
只
is
算第一
everything
线。
is a percentage of everything.
那康宝来
In other
所
words,
有的
when
生
you
意都
go
是
out
有个
there and
比
you're
例，
talking to people,
在外
okay,
面做
a
推广
certain
的时候，
percentage of the people that you talk to
有一
are
部
going
分的
to say
人
no.
会不要，
A certain percentage of the people are going to say yes.
有一部分人可
A
能会
certain of
要
the，percentage of the people that say yes, that get
部分的
into
要
the
的人呢
company, are going to drop out.
会放
A
弃了。
certain percentage of the people that get in are going to be wholesale
有部
customers.
分的人会来
A
批
certain
发，
percentage of the one that get in are going to
有一
become
部分的人呢
supervisors.
会成为主任。
Then when you start
不会
getting
有个比例。
supervisors, a certain percentage of
这
those
主任其中呢，
supervisors, they're going
有
to
一
get onto the
有一
world
少部
team.
分的人会达到
A
世界
certain
组，
percentage of the people that get onto the
你
world
的世界
team
组一部
are
分
going
人
to
会上
become
推
on the
广组，
get team. A certain percentage of
你
people
的
that
推
get
广
onto
组
the
很
get
一群里
team
面呢
are
会有
going
一
to
部
get
分
onto
会
the
达到
millionaire team.
那
And
个
a certain of the ones that get
富
onto
豪
the
组，
millionaire team are
富
going to
豪
get
组的
onto
群
the
里面呢会有一
president's
部
team.
分呢会达到
Okay?
总裁组，
So let's
所
say
有
that
都是
out
有
of
个
these
比例。
60 first line supervisors
所以说
that
来说回来
only
，60个第一
get
代
onto the world team. And then let's say that only 2 get
那
onto the
说
get
只有
team,
5个达到
and
世
one
界
person
组，
gets
2个
onto
达
the
到推
millionaire
广组，
team.
1个达到富豪组。
Now, as a sponsor, you
会
make
成
about
为他们的介绍人呢，
75%
你会赚
of what your first lines
75%，
make.
他们的第一线
Okay?
所做的。
So if we take up
你会
what
赚
these guys are
75%他们的利润。
making, and you get 75% of that. So first of all your guys have had to make lots of money. That's one of the great things about Herbalife. If they make money, you make money.
在
The
康宝
more
蓝里
money
面
they make, the more money you
最
make.
棒的地方是
That's
他
a
们赚
great
钱，
thing.
你也
That's
赚
not
钱。
the way it is in the typical business
他赚
world.
越多，你赚越
But
多。
if you got 60 first-line
如果你有
supervisors
30-60
and only
第一代的
5 got
主
the
任
world team, 2 got the get, and 1 got the
5个达到世界
millionaire,
组
you just
2个达到
qualified for
推广组
president's
1个达到富豪
team,
组
and you will have
你
made
最
at
起码
least
达到总裁组。
$125,000 for that year.
那你那一年呢，就会赚125000
Minimum.
最少。
For just talking to 10 people a
你只
day
要做的是一天
about
跟
the
10个人
products and
分
10
享
people
产
a
品
day
，10个人
about
分
the
享事业，
business.
一天讲20个人。
That's why in the beginning you have to
所以
fantasize
你一开始的时候，
about
你要
what's
看
going to
到这个
happen
远
to
见
you. And
要
that's easier
开
to
始就
do
要做好自己
today
的数字，
than
好
it
让
was
你
when I
2年
got
后的今天
started.
你是
Because
总
when
裁
I
组。
was talking about all of us becoming multimillionaires, I had only made $1,200 that first month in the
那我第一
company.
天开
And I
这
was
个
pitching
康宝
everybody
来的
that we
时
were
候，
going to
我
get
会说
rich
大家
and we were going to be an
总裁组
unbelievable
大家
company
全
and
部
we
都
were
会
going to go
100
all
万
around
步，
the
我第一
world.
个月
And I
自
only
己也
made
只有赚1000多
$1,200.
块。但
And
是
then when
我
I
所
made
看到的，我
$2,300,
现在
I
努力
was
工作
really
的就是要朝着那个
crazy.
方
I
向
said,
做。
look at this. My check doubled. We're on
一
our
个
way.
月我的
It's
支
just
票越
unbelievable.
来
We're
越
going
多
to
的
get
时候，我
rich.
就给我的团队
Right?
看，
And
你
then it
看
went
我
to
的支票又涨了，又涨
$5,000.
了。
And
当
then
我
I was
赚
even
5000块的时候，
crazier
我
than
再让他
that.
们
But
看。
right from the beginning, everything was always
我
unbelievable.
永远
It
都
was
会
just
跟
going
他
to
们
be
讲，一切都是
incredible.
不可
No
思议
doubt
的，
about it. Everything was
没
going to
有
be
任何问题的，
unbelievable.
毫无疑问
And
的。
sure, there was times I had doubts.
有时候我
Sure,
自
there
己
was
也会
times
遇到
where
问题。
meetings didn't work out for me,
那
where
有时候
most
有
of
些
the
会议
people
呢
didn't
做的不
show
是很
up,
成
or
功，
most of the customers didn't show up and
有
stuff
些
like
客户
that.
呢不听
But
话。
I just kept doing
但是
it
我就坚
day
持去
after
做，坚持
day
去做，
after day
日
after
复一日，
day.
年复一年的坚持去做。
Okay. Now, one of the things that was so great about this for me was a couple of things. I was able to get my distributors being honest with themselves about the reality of what was going to happen to
那
them.
我会跟我
Okay?
的经销
Because
商
sometimes
讲实
people
话，
have
很实
all
在
these
的话。
incredible expectations, and then they don't do the job. Let's talk now about
他们如果不努力工作，我
our
会
daily
实事
method of
求是的告诉
operation.
他，
Okay? Because for me, it was real important to have a system,
我要有一个
okay,
系
that my
统的，
people could plug
让我的
into
团队可
that
以
would
进
be
去
a
这个系统，
support
一直不
system for
断的
them.
学习跟成
Okay?
长。
And that's where I came up with the concept
所以我
of
一个
doing
星期呢
meetings
都会
on
办3
Tuesday,
场的会议，
Thursday,
星期一、
and
星期三、
Saturday.
星期六。
Now, there's no magic in these days.
无所谓，
okay?
不管
There's
是哪一
a lot
天，
of
你
times
选
when I
任
come
何
to
3天，
Asia,
可
they,
以
you
是
know,
13、
wondering if,
5、
you know,
13、
is there
6、
certain
26都
mysticism
可以。
about, you know, why Tuesday, Thursday,
你要
Saturday?
做好一
No,
个
it
系
could
统，
just
让
as
你的
well
团
be
队可以去利
Wednesday,
用跟坚
Thursday,
持，把
Sunday.
他们的
Yeah,
客户
you
跟
know, it
他们
could
的
be
经销
every
商
day of the
一
week.
起
You
带
know,
到
it
这
could
个
be
会
all
议。
kinds of things. For me, the reason why I was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is I always wanted to get lots of people down to the
我为什么会
opportunity
隔一
meeting.
天呢？因为我
Then
要
I
把
wanted
这
to
些
leave
伙
a
伴呢
day
带到这
for
个
the
会议
people that were hot.
带
I
完这个
wanted
会
to
议
go
呢，
out and
成交
work
了。如
with
果
them
他
all
成为一
day
个经销
long
商，我跟他
to
隔
recruit
一天列
underneath
名
them
单，列
to
完名
bring
单
them
呢，
to the
可以
next
邀约到
meeting
隔
so
一
that they were
天再来一场
successful.
会议。所
Okay,
以
so
呢，我
I
会中
always
间
was
空一
leaving
天，
me a day in between so I could work my downline, and I'll talk
我
about
就
how
是
we
这样
do
子
that
跑
in
他们
just
的
a
名
minute.
单。
Okay. But the opportunity meeting, why did I do opportunity meetings?
他说呢，
Okay?
我要告
I
诉你
could
怎么
have
做
sent
说
people
明，
down one-on-one. Would that work?
我也可以1对1跟他
Of
讲。
course. Okay. One of the great things about Herbalife is anything will work.
在康宝蓝
Okay.
里
The
面，什么方
question
法都有
is
效。
how fast it works,
最重要是
how quick it
要
works
快，
for you,
如何的
and more
快速的有
importantly,
效，
how quickly
成
it
就
works
要
for the
快，
people that you
然后
get
效果要
in.
快。
Okay. And so I was always
所以
interested
呢，我
in
非常
fast.
喜欢
Okay.
快。
So the opportunity meeting was set up for me to invite
所以
people
呢，我们
all
为
day
什么会
long
13、
and get them
6
down to
会做这
the
个说明
opportunity
会？
meeting.
因
And
为
that way I could
很
do
多人合作在
all
一起，
8 or 9
很多人
people
合
that I
作
had
在一
gotten
起，
during the day that
他
came
们
to
可
the
以一起
opportunity
来利用
meeting. I
利用这个会议，大家一起来分享他们的故事。
Okay?
那我一次过用1个小时，好过
7个小时去讲。At the opportunity meeting is that's where I had my testimonials and my other people that
那在这个说明会里面呢，你有我的故事，还有10几个别人的故事一起用。不是因为我的故事不好，只是因为我知道 我不会吸引所有的人，我不够的。虽然我是创办人，但是我的故事不一定吸引所有的人。我需要所有的人分享他们的故事，因为他们会找到一个他找得到的一个类似他的故事。
That's why we have other people doing the recruiting. That's why we're going to bring up the Get team. That's why we're going to bring up the Millionaire team. Because the more people that you can hear from, and the more different backgrounds you hear, and the more different circumstances, and where they were, and where they came from, and what their first month's income was, and what it is now, the more eyes that you can see, the more somebody, okay? And there's going to be somebody today that you're going to see, that you're going to say, hey, if that person can do it, I can do it. And that's the most important thing that can happen to you in Herbalife. And you never know when that's going to be. It's probably going to be here today. But if it doesn't happen here today, it could be the next STS that you go to. You just never know, okay? But here's the elements of what makes the opportunity meeting exciting, okay? Because a lot of times people get very confused and start thinking that the opportunity meeting is only good if you have someone that's great at doing opportunity meetings, okay? Now, is it great if someone's great and entertaining up on the stage doing opportunity meeting? Of course, okay? But can someone who's not very good be great on the stage also, as long as they're making some money? Absolutely, okay? And so we're going to show you how that works here, because this will make your next, what is this, Saturday? This will make your next Tuesday night meeting more exciting. All the person that's supposed to do that comes up here, let's say we're just going to do a real quick opportunity meeting right now, okay? All we're going to do is we're going to tell the Mark Hughes story, and then I'm going to talk about the products, and then I'm going to do testimonials. And remember that this is going to take me 25% of my talking, and 75% of the meeting is going to be given by the audience. Okay? Because the audience is the biggest one who actually does the meeting, not the person on the stage. The person up on the stage is just there to set up enough information so you can get the testimonials up on the stage. Because the testimonials is what really sells the product. On the marketing plan, I've heard people that say it's an incredible marketing plan. It's just unbelievable. You make 40%, you get royalties, 72% on the retail. Just unbelievable. Let's have all the testimonials come on up. Okay, and I've heard people even do less than that. It's unbelievable the money that we make. And let's just have everybody stand up and come out. Okay, and I've also seen people that do a lot of circles and squares and so on. It really doesn't make any difference which one you do. Because, long story short, they're not going to understand it anyway when you do your very first meeting, by the way. They're not going to understand it until they get around and, you know, filling out the very first paperwork and putting the percentages to it and having to get out the checkbook. Okay, so in the marketing plan, say a little, say a lot, but just make sure it's 25% here, 75% is on the testimony. And after that, you stop talking. Okay, because one of the things I've seen with people is, you know, they feel like they got to just keep going on and on and on, right? And then after the meeting's over, then that's really bad as a supervisor. They try to do a whole meeting all over again. You know what I mean? It's time to stop at a certain point. We just gotta tell the products, marketing, testimonials, marketing plan, testimonials. You want to do this or not? Okay? Then the next day, get lots more people in. Okay? Gotta make it quick. Okay? Because what your goal is to talk as many people as you can, so you can get your 2 hot people to start working downline. So understand that the audience is the most important. Okay? And that's what makes the meeting sizzle, and that's what makes the meeting go. Okay? So, I'm just going to do a short opportunity meeting here, and we'll do some stand up and sit down and see how this thing works. Because how many of you are going to opportunity meetings? Everybody. Okay. So this is important. You're now realizing that you are doing the biggest part of the meeting. Okay? I'm just up here saying a couple of things. Now listen, the name of our company is Herbalife. It's an incredible business. And it was
举
all
个例
started
子，
by this young guy
对，那
named
这家
Mark
公司叫
Hughes
康宝莱，
who had
那
an
他的创办
unfortunate
人呢
thing that
是马
happened
克
with his
休斯，
mom. She
那
died
他的
from
母
a
亲呢就是因
prescription
为想要减
overdose
肥，
trying to
药物
lose
过
weight
量，后来呢
on
去世的。
medicines. And Mark Hughes
马
decided
克
he
休
was
斯
going to
呢
dedicate his
承诺
life
要一
to
辈子
nutrition and
要
helping
把
people
这
lose
个
weight
营
in
养
a
跟
safe
健
and
康
natural
分
way.
享到全世界。
And he was one of the first people that got in on
他
the
一开
whole
始
concept of herbs
是
and
当
proteins
初
and
第
vitamins
一
and
个
everything.
人呢
And
是
what we
接
have
触
up here
营
is a
养。
line
那
of
我们在
nutritional
台上呢
products.
有
And
全部领
rather
先
than
市
taking
场
up
的
all the time of
营
the
养
meeting
品。
and telling you everything
与
about
其
the
我跟你讲
products,
这么多
why don't
这
we
些，
just hear
还
about
是
some
给
of the
你看
people
一
who've
下
been
这
using
些
them? So
故事见证。
let's have everybody in the room that's lost
请
5
所有
kilos
的
or
人
more
有
stand
减
up.
5磅以上的，请起立。
Great.
很好，很好，很棒。
Okay.
OK，
That was not very exciting.
我看你们不是很兴奋。
I was hoping that this would be a little bit more exciting than your average Amway meeting.
我希望你比安利的人
Okay,
兴
so
奋一点
we
点
got
哦。
to rev it up. So let's sit down again.
我
We're
们
going
先
to try
坐
it
下来
over.
重复一下。
Remember that your guests
你要知道，你
have
的来
only got the
宾
ability of getting 25% as
只
excited
感觉
about
到你
this as you
25%的兴
do.
奋。
So if we stand
如果
everybody
你
up
起
and
来
you're
的时候
going,
呢，你的这副德性像打瞌睡一样，就是这样要死不活。
your guest, you know what's happening with them.
你的来宾他们睡着了。
You know? No, we need to be
No,
excited
你要
about
好
what's going on.
兴奋。
Okay, so and rather than saying everything about the product here, let's just
那
hear
与
from
其
the
我跟
people
你
that
讲
are
一
lost weight
些
on the
这么多
product.
内容，
So
我还是给你看
everybody
看
lost
故事。
5 kilos
所
or
有
more.
的人有
Let's
减
stand
超
up.
过15磅的，请起立。
Whoa! Woo! Look at this!
哇，这就是这么不可思议，疯了，站在椅子上了。
Oh, this is great. Okay, let's go. 10 kilos or more. Keep standing.
10公斤以上的，请继续站着。
Wow! Look at this.
对，你看看，
Okay, 15 kilos. Keep
15公斤以
standing.
上的，请继续站着。
Wow!
哇，
This is amazing.
这是不可思议。
20 kilos or more.
20公斤，
Whoa! 25
25
kilos.
公斤，
Come on out.
挺上来，
No. Isn't that more exciting than
是不是这个比刚才更兴奋？
you see? And when you're doing your opportunity meeting, everything needs to build.
那在说明的
5
时候
pounds，
你的
needs to be
你的兴奋
unbelievable.
度是越来越强，越来越
10
强，
pounds
强到最
needs
高
to be
潮的。
screaming and clapping and going
到后面
crazy.
疯掉的。
15 pounds, everybody's just the whole place is At 20 kilos, everybody's unbelievable. Okay?
就是像他这样
You
是
see it
越来越兴
It
奋的，
builds as it goes.
到后面是最高潮的。
Okay, then you basically do the same thing with the incomes.
那收入
The
也
only
是
thing
一
that
样
you。want to make sure is that what you do is when you're doing your op meeting, you know, you want to stop at a low enough figure, okay? Probably 3 or 4 million won,
那
okay?
你
So
讲
that
到
you
说
can
明的
fill
时
the
候呢，你
stage
不要
up over here with a
讲的时候
long
都是百
line
万
of
起，
people,
你也要讲一些
okay? And
就是
stack
说
the
少的数字，
3,000, the
比如
3
说
million
几
won
百块
people up at the front, and
块
have 5 or 6 of those go by,
万块
okay? Because
okay?
it's important
因
not
为
to just end up with the top
不要
guys.
只是讲最
Because
高数字
the。people that are there for the first time, they're not going to be
来的
able to
人
relate to the
他无法
millionaires.
想
What
象
they're
几
going to
万
be able
块
to relate to
他现在
is
只
those
是在
people that
想
are
他们的
making
账
part-time
单，
money of
想
$3,000 or
他们的每个月的
$4,000.
开销支
Unbelievable.
出，
This
他
is
想不到那
incredible.
么大
Okay,
的
or they
钱
quit their
他
jobs
觉得
and so
假
on.
的。
Okay,
但
so
是你
you
如果跟
stack
他
the
讲
front of
一
the
些
room
几百
with a few
或者1000、2000、
3 or
5000，
4
他
million
能觉
won,
得哎
and
有
then you
可
say,
行
okay, now we can't hear from everybody, so
所以呢，
let's go
前面
5
先排
million,
一些
6 million,
少
10
数的，
million.
后面到
Now
最
you
高
take
的
a
那
couple
些
of the
数
10
大数。
millions, okay, and you get that out of the way, and then you say, okay, let's go up to 15 million, 20 million, and you end up with the big president's team guys at the end, okay? Very important. You want the small incomes, the middle incomes, and then the big huge ones at the end, okay? That way you get everybody in the room, okay? That way you've had all the backgrounds, all the different kind of incomes, all the different kind of personalities, all the different kind of situations, okay? So that you affect the whole room, okay? Because the whole room is not going to get it by one person. The more eyes, the more mouths, the better.
这个讲是没办法吸引
The
所有
person
的
that's
人，
given the
就是要
hot
越
meeting
多的
just to
嘴巴，
instruct
越多
people to
的
come up on the
不
stage
同的故
and
事
give the
才会吸
meeting.
引越多的不同的人。
Now, while we're talking about the opportunity meetings, write this down.
讲
Your
这个机会的时候，
story is worth a fortune.
你的故事是很重要，你的故事
And
很
you
重
need
要。
how to learn. You need how to learn how to tell your
你要
testimonial.
讲你的故事，但是你要讲的是要有力量。
Your testimonial always needs to be your
你的
name.
名字，
Make sure that you tell that
你
background.
的背景是什么？人
A
家
lot
要
of
知道
times
你是
people
从
get
哪
so
里来。
excited,
有些人太
okay,
兴奋了，忘了
that
他
they
的名
just
字
say
叫
their
什么。
name and they'll say how much weight they lost, and then they forget about the money and they forget
有
about
些人
what kind of business they
太
were
害
in.
怕了，
Okay?
太害羞了，
We
一
got
上
to
台
get it
讲
all
名字，
in
讲
there
多少
because
磅，
if
然后就
you're a
跑下去，比如说他
housewife,
赚多
it's
少钱。
extremely important that you say housewife because there's 50 other
你
housewives
如果
out
是个
there
家
that
庭
can
主
relate
妇，
to
你就
you.
要上台讲
If
你
you're
是
a
家庭主妇，因为
doctor,
台下有
it's
50个
important
家
you say
庭
a
主妇在那里
doctor
等着你的
because
故
there's
事。
maybe 2 or 3 more doctors in the
你如果是
audience.
医生，你就要
So
说
we
你
need
是
to
医生，
say
因
our
为有很多医
name,
生在等着你的故
our
事。
background,
你要讲你的背景，
what happened to us on the product,
在产品上面获得什么效果。
and then it's always good if you've got like a first month's income
一个月
and then
你赚多
last
少
month's
钱？
income.
上个月你
That
赚多
lets
少
them
钱？
know that, hey, you know, if they're just brand, because that's not so much for the new guys sitting in the chair, but it's for also the guys that have been in the company a couple of months.
那
That
所以
gives
呢，
them
这
the
个故事
confidence,
可以
hey,
吸引
you
到新
know,
人，还
I
有
don't feel so bad that I
公司
only
里面几
made
个月了，他会看到，哎，
100,001
他
my
以后
first
会有
month
一些
because
什么
maybe
发
it'll
展
be
的潜力。
500 like them and then maybe $1 million next month, okay? Because remember, when you're doing your opportunity meetings, you're selling your guests, you're selling your distributors, and you're selling yourself.
Okay, 所以
You
你
know what I
在
mean?
做说明
Because
的
when
时候，
you're
你
doing
在
it, you got to be up there believing in what you're saying.
你在
So your story
你
is
在
worth a
成交
fortune.
客户，你在成交经销
Now,
商，你也在成交自己。你
What's
要
important
讲的话，
about your
你自己
story
也
is
可
you
信
can always
可
do
相信
things
的。
very slow in Herbalife, okay? But the faster the
可以
story
慢慢做
is,
但是你
the
的收
more
入、你
quickly
的故
people will
事
be
做得
attracted
越快，
to being
越快
around
成
you
功，
and the
越快有
business.
效果，你会吸引
In other words,
人，也会
let's
吸引
say
越
your
快。
story is I used to milk cows, okay? And
比如说我以
I
前是
got
农
onto the
夫，
products and I needed to lose 50 kilos,
我要减50公
okay?
斤。
And I've now lost those 50
我现
kilos
在减了50公斤了。
after 3 years.
我3年减
And
了
I
50
feel
公斤。
really, really excited about it
我现在很兴奋。
because my first month's income was 100,000 won.
那我第
And
一个
now after
第
3
一个月呢
years
赚了
here,
1000块，
I'm up to
那个是韩国的钱啊。
1 million won.
我现在赚100万
Okay.
韩国钱。
Now, could you recruit somebody with that story?
可不可以招募一些人呢？
Yeah,
可以啊。
you could do it. You'd probably have to have the Herbalife Journal with you, though,
那
to
你
say,
也要
listen,
分享其
you
他
know,
的
I
故
didn't have
事。
such great results.
因
But
为
let
你
me
的
tell
效
you, a
果
lot of
不是
other
很快
people
很
have
明
had
显。
great results, and they go through the journal and show them the stories.
那你可以
And
办
then
一
when you
些
get the
别人的故
President's
事。
Team Journal, you even show them more stories, and you say, so, you know, I was pretty lazy about the deal, to be
那我不
perfectly
是很
honest
积
with
极，
you, but
我
maybe you
那
want
时
to
候
do
呢
it fast
是
like
比
some
较
of these
悠
other
哉的
guys,
在做
and
的
you show them
然
the
后呢，我
stories,
给你看一些
and that's
其
the
他
way
人
of
的
getting
故
them
事。
in. Okay? Now, I didn't have that luxury when I got in
我当初
because
没有别人
I
的故事，
was
我
what
是唯一一个的
everybody
故
was
事。
looking at. So I had to have everything happen great to me.
我
I
必
had
须
to
要
have the
去
most
积极
guests
的
at
去
the
做，
meeting.
要建立
I had
新
to
的故
sign up the
事。
most
我要
people
每
at the
个每一
meeting.
场会议
I had to break
签
the
最
most
多的客户，
supervisors.
签最
I
多
had to
的
have the
经销
biggest
商，签最
volume
多
of
的
the
主
month.
任。
I had to have the biggest
我
check
要
of
有最大的
everybody
支票，
because
因为整
I
个公
was
司
the
在看着我。
testimonial that was building the company. Okay? I had to have my weight perfect.
我的
I had
身
to
材
have
一定要维持
everything
得好。
done perfectly because that was what set the standard
这个
for
是
what
那个
people
时
would
候的
look at for how they
水
would
平。
go.
我要给大家
But
看到这
if your
个是可
story
以做得到
is,
的。
hey, I used to milk cows
那你
for a
想想，如
living,
果我是一
and
个
I
农
used to be
夫，
fat, and I had 35 kilos that I needed
我
to
要减
lose,
35
and I lost that kilos in 2 months.
2个月
It
就
was
减
just
掉了。
absolutely incredible. And the first month I
我
made
第一个月
100,000 won in the
1000
company, and I've been in the company now for 3 years.
3
And
年了。
last month the company paid me $240,000 US
去
dollars.
年我赚了24
Now,
万
would you
美
do
金，
you think you could recruit someone with that
是不
story?
是你这个故事
Of
会
course.
更吸引人？
See, fast
快
is better.
快是更好。
Okay? fast is
所以
better.
你呢
Now,
要
this
投
is
资
this is
时间在
this
你
is
的
obviously
效
the
果
Kim
上
story.
面，
This
你的
is a
效果拖拖
remarkable
拉拉，还
story.
是你的效果要
There's only
快？
a few
你
people
要
in the
投资
company
还
that
是你要
have
照着
this
吃？
kind of
所以
story.
呢，你的
Okay, so it doesn't need to be
效
this
果就
dramatic.
是黄金的
Okay,
一个效
all
果。
I'm saying is that you have to be
你
responsible
要对自己负责。
for when you start saying that the company's unbelievable. You got to start
你
becoming
说这家公司
unbelievable.
不可思议，你要
Okay?
变成不可
When you
思
say
议。
these products are
说这个产品不可
magnificent,
思议，
you
你要
got to
变成不
start
可
taking
思
the
议。
products so you look magnificent.
你要让人家
Okay?
感觉到你
In
真的
other
是焕
words,
然一新，
if you
不可思议
started out
的
and
效
you
果。
needed to lose 50
你
kilos
要减50公斤，
and you lost 25 kilos
减了
and you've
25公斤
been
了，
25
还有
kilos
25公斤。
overweight for the last year,
然后呢，一直
you got
卡
a
在
big
那里，
problem on
那
your
有个
hands.
大的问题了。
Because as you go back to your customers
回去
and
找
you're
你的
trying
客
to
户的
tell
时候，
them,
你跟他讲，
keep using the
哎，你
products,
可以
keep
吃的，
using
你
the
可以
products,
吃的。
keep using the products, but you're the same 25
然后呢，
pounds
你还是
overweight
老
that
样
you've
子。
been for the last year. Do you think you're going to get very many reorders?
你觉得你的客户会
No.
跟你买吗？
And guess what happens? You start to not get button hits.
那你在那个
Everything
时候
starts
呢，
to
就对
become
自己
gloom
的
and
事业
doom.
越来越没有自
But I
信，因为你的
guarantee
故
you,
事
take
故事
that
在那
same
里。
person that needs to lose that last 25 pounds,
所以你
and
的
you get
故
them
事
to
要
lose
一直
10
更
pounds this
新，
next week,
越
and
来
I'll
越好，
guarantee you,
越
you'll
来
see a
越
new
强。
person. They'll have all of a sudden lots of new customers.
当
They'll
你的
get
故
back
事
to
改
all
变的
old
时候呢，你
customers
就
and
会
get
有
them back
新的
onto
客
the
户、
product.
新的经销
Everything will
商
start
跟
seeming
新的生意进来。
magical. And it's the same thing with the business. If you're going to
收入
say
也是一样。
this is the most outrageous
你说
business
这个故事，
opportunity
你说这
that's
个
ever
生意
been
是
put
全世
together,
界最棒的
I'm
生
going to
意，
get rich,
我会
you're
发
going to
财
get rich,
你也会发
then you
财。
got to match the
那你
pitch
要符合
with
你所
your
讲的。
check. And that doesn't mean it has to go from 0 to $2 million in a couple of years. All it means is you got to start making some progress
你要有
every month.
成长。
Let's go
你每
100,000
比如说
won
这
the
个月你
first
赚
month,
200，
and
下个
let's
月
go
赚500，再下个月赚
500,000,
1000，你要
and then
成
let's go
长。
to $1 million, and then maybe it's $1.5 million, and then maybe it goes to $2 million, and then maybe it goes to 2.5, and
一个月的
etc.
成长。
etc. So that as you're telling the
那你
story,
跟别人说
okay,
这个
that this
生
is
意不可思议，
unbelievable,
就
and
是
we're
真
going
的
to
不
get to
可
the
思议，
top,
因
and
为
it's
你
just
有努力
absolutely
工
a
作，然后你
miracle,
的支票有上涨。
and you look like the pitch,
然后你
okay?
看起
Your
来
face
不一
is
样，你
smooth
看起来
from the
专业，
skincare
皮肤
products,
光滑
your，weight is
身
in
材又美
order,
丽。
okay? And then your check starts to match
然后
the
呢，你的
presentation,
支票呢也
okay?
符合你所
Because
讲的。
what your people look at is they look at you.
人家会
Okay?
看你，
Yeah, they're going to look at those stories
对，
in the
他会看
journals.
那些照片，但
Okay?
是他也会
But
看
if they're looking at you and you are on the move,
你呢
you
一
see,
直在不停
people
的
like
发展，不
going
懂得扩
around
大，
people
你
that are
越来
on
越
the
成
move.
功。
They want to be people that are happening. And if
他
you're
就会越
happening,
来
your
越多
people
的
will
人会
be
跟你。
happening. You see what I'm saying? And so if you're going fast
你
and
越
you're
快，
happening
你
and
速
you're
度
bringing
越
lots
快，
of
效
people
果越
down to
快
the，meeting,
越来
then
越
they're
多人
bringing
会加
people
入
down
你
to
的
the
团队。
meeting. And that means they're breaking supervisors
意
and
思就是
everything's
会越来
starting
越
to
多
go. And if
主
your
任，
check's going on the
支票越
rise,
来越上
now all
涨。
of a sudden you got new clothes.
你有新
You
的
got
衣
new
服、新
clothes,
的
your
西
people
装、
get
新的车
excited.
子，
Then they start working hard enough that they get new
你的
clothes.
团队也
I
跟你一
saw
样有
this
新的
happen with
西装
me.
了。
It was just amazing. I remember we're like in business like 5 months,
我
right?
当初也
And
是
the
一样。
picture I showed earlier, man, oh, it was something. So what are you staring at the helicopter so much
然后
about,
呢，
John?
他
He
有一个
says,
团队
oh
呢，
man, I
看到他的
would
直
love
升
to
飞
have
机。
one of these helicopters.
然后呢，
I
他
said,
说
well, John,
我很
get
想要
into
有这
my
样的飞机
helicopter.。
然后呢，他邀
Okay,
请
I
他
said,
说：“
get
你来
into
坐
the
坐我的
seat
飞
in
机啊
there and see what it feels like. And I put my captain in！” there
然后呢，
to give
我
him a
上
big
叫
ride.
他
And I said, now listen,
在
you
天
give
上
John
绕
a
一
real
圈
good
下来。
ride, man, because he's in for getting himself a
他要
helicopter.
准备买飞机
Anyway,
了。
he got off the
他
boat,
下来的时候
and
呢，
next thing you know, a week from then, he got his brand new helicopter.
他也去买飞机
Okay?
了。
To the meeting, helicopter. Now, I know lots of people that's what they do, okay? But see, me personally, I like to have a little bit more control over the situation, okay, to make the person go fast. See, it's not that you can't just say, come to the meeting, bring the people, the check will be in the mail, okay? That'll work, okay? But the question is, how good does it work? How fast does it work? And how much success do your people have quickly?
我是
So
喜
what I
欢
like to do is
一个
this.
新的人签进来的时候，我保
I'm
证他有
sponsoring
效
my
果。
10 people a
我
month
的新的经销商签进
until I
来，
get 2 hot people.
然后1个月会有2个商主任。
Now, if for some reason it takes you 15 people to get 2 hot people, get 15.
如果你需要签
If it only
15个人
takes you
才有
5
2
people to
个，
get 2,
你的数字比较
2,
低的
get
话呢，你
5.
就是要
Okay?
签那15个
And
人。
the only reason
如
I'm
果
kind
你
of
签5
keying
个
in
就有
on
2个
2
主人
hot
的话呢，你
people,
就签5个。
it's just a little bit difficult if you want some quality to try
你要
to
质量
do
好的人，你
4
就
and
是要筛
5
选。
people at a time and stuff like that. It's not that it's impossible, but if you're really trying to build these people to make certain that they're self-sufficient, so you don't really have to do a lot with them anymore, you really want to do a lot with them and spend some time.
你开始的
Okay?
投资时间在他们的
And
技术上
here's
面，好
what I
让他
do.
们在最
Okay?
短的时
Now
间
the
内独立。
opportunity meeting. Now, by the way, what I'm going to explain to you right now, there's a couple of big things I've explained to you that are important. Number one, the products were the most important for me and my success.
最重要，
Number two was keeping
产品
everything
非常重要。
fun, simple, easy,
所有
magical.
东西保持
Okay?
简单、
The
好玩、
next one
神
was
奇。
sticking to the plan of daily method of
每一
operation
天
of
坚
getting
持日
10 in
复
the
一日的
business.
努力工作。
This next one is one of my biggest key points of my success. So
接下来
listen
是
to
最
this.
最
I know
重要
we've
的，
been here
最
a
最重
while,
要的。我知道你
and
们已
we're
经
getting
听了
close
很
to
多
the
了。
end of the day.
接下来
But
大
this
的
is
秘
one
密
of
要
my
告诉
biggest
你，
things that made me so
我
successful.
为什么这么的
Okay?
成功？
I was always very concerned with how good my people have been
我
and how
很在
good they
乎
do.
我的
And
团
that
队
just
他
didn't
们的效果，
happen from the first month. That's still happening today.
不单只是
Okay?
第一天，而是到现在。
But I was very concerned the very first
尤其是
72
头
hours. Now, there's
72
not
小时，这
something
个
a
新
miracle
的伙
about
伴一
that,
加入
that
头
number.
72小
But
时，
here's the
马上
reason
把
why
他的
that
生意追出来。
amount of time is so important. They just got done with the opportunity
他们
meeting.
了
And
解了这个
remember,
生
you
意了。
stacked the first 8 or 10 testimonials with the $3,000 housewife, truck driver, auto
他
mechanic
们听到了
stories,
这些
okay?
故事，
And
有
now
些赚
your
500、
person
1000，
sitting
有些
out
家庭
there
主妇，有些
goes,
是
wow,
装修的，他
if
觉得
that
哇不可
housewife
思
can
议。
make
如果那个家庭主妇都可以赚
$3,000, maybe I
钱，
can
我
make
有可能可以赚钱呐。
$3,000. Okay? Now, when they get home and they
当他
start
回
to
到家的
explain
时
this
候
to
呢
their spouse,
他的
guess
负
what
面的
happens?
配
The
偶，
spouse is either very excited
要么他们
or
就是很兴
extremely
奋，
negative,
要么就是
okay?
非常
And
的负
starts
面，
putting that little
泼冷水，
housewife
泼冷水，
down,
泼冷水。
bad housewife,
啊，
crazy
你这
woman,
个白痴，
lunatic with
你发
powers
神
and
经，你被
talents,
洗脑了。
okay? So that's where the sponsor
所以你
comes
这个
in,
介绍人，
okay?
你这个介
And
绍
so
人
what I
非常
do
重
is
要。
immediately the next day we're going to meet
隔一
and
天
we're going
要
to go
约
to
时
the
间，
career book
马上
and
跟
we're going to
他
make up
做一
who
个
do you
ABC
know
节
of
假设，
everybody
你
that
认
wants
识
to
谁，
get on
你
the
认识谁，
products
名单挖
and
出
who
来
do，you know of
马
everybody that
上
wants to get out to the business.
协助他有
So
生
the
意出
first
来
thing。I do is I tell this person what they're
我
supposed to
告
do,
诉
which is
我
to
有几
make
个
up
步
the
骤，第一
list.
步骤写下来，我
Then the
告诉
next
他做
thing
什
I go
么。
out and do is I show them
第二步，
how to do the
我做给
presentation.
他看，
So
我
for,
做
like, for
示范
instance,
给
with
他
Jerry, I
看怎
said,
么
now
做。
Jerry, who are these out of these people do you want to get on the products? And they said, well,
这个名单里面有
these
谁
people
需
here.
要减肥，
And I
有
said, well,
谁
who do you
需
want
要
to get on the
精神，
business? They said,
谁
these
要赚
people
钱
here.
啊，这些人，
I
这些
said,
人。
okay,
OK，
Jerry,
好，
here's what I'm going to do.
我要跟你
I'm
讲
going，to take some time out of my
会
day
投资我的
to
时
make
间在
some of these
你的生意上面
presentations。for you.
我会做示范给
Okay,
你看
write
这个
that
说明
down.
怎么
I'm
做。
going to do the
你写下来，
presentations
我
for
会
you.
帮你做
You
说明。
can't believe how much
他会
relieved
松一
Jerry
口气
was from
因
me
为为什
saying
么呢？
that.
他很
Okay?
怕自己不
She
会
was
做，
excited
他
about
好
the
兴奋哦。
business. She wanted to do the
他要
business,
做这个生
but
意，
yet she had never
但是
done
他不会
anything
做，
like
他不会
this, so
说
she
啊，
was scared to
他
death.
吓死
Okay?
了。
So when I said I would do some of these
所以当
presentations for her,
你
it was
说
like,
我会帮你做，
wow,
他
he's
松
going
了
to
一
help
口气
me
啊，
out
他
here.
开心
Okay?
啊。
Now I said, now why I'm doing
但
these
是我有条件，
presentations, Jerry, the important thing
你
is
需要
you better listen
在
to
旁
what
边
I
听
say.
话。
Because after
说什
4 or
么，
5 of
我
these,
做3、4次，
I'm going to
我
make
就做了。
you do a part of the presentation
我
on
一
your
部
own.
分，我做了几次之后呢，
then
我
you
会
do a
讲一
part.
部分，有一
And then
部
we'll
分给
keep
你做，
doing
然
that
后呢，重复
until
重
you
复
know
让
how
你
to
自己
do
独
it
立
on
上
your
手。
own. So me and Jerry did is we went out there and we started talking to people.
然后呢，我
And the
跟
first
Jerry，
couple
我
of
那个第一
customers, I
下
did all
子
the
就是这样子
presentations.
去
And just
做配合。
fortunately, those people got onto the products
那
and
这
she
些
got
人
real
呢就开始
excited.
吃
Then
产
I
品
said, okay, Jerry, on these next set of, we had a party plan that we did that next night. And I said, Jerry, this next part, you're going to discuss about the products and how to take them. I'm going to talk a little bit about the nutritional value
然后
of
呢，
them.
我会
And I'm going to
跟
tell
他
my
讲下一个
story of
奶昔派对呢
16-pound weight loss because she didn't have weight loss yet. It was her second day in the company. marketing, okay? Then we started going for the recruiting, okay? And I did a couple of presentations with the recruiting. After a couple of presentations with the recruiting, I said, okay, on these next presentations, Jerry, you're going to do the products, I'm going to do the marketing plan. We did 5 or 6 of those. After that, I said, I'm going to do the products, you're going to do the marketing plan,
然后
and
呢
we
转
did
过
5
来
or 6
这
of
这一
those.
次呢，我
Then
讲
after
产
that,
品，
I
你讲
said,
制度，
Jerry, you
后
got to
面
do
呢
it
就
on
放
your
手
own.
权
I'll
给他
just
全部
sit
做。
by on the sidelines and be there for the testimonial and so
后
on.
面呢，我只是分
Because
享
here's
讲故
what
事
you。want your people to do. You want to tell them what to do, then you want to go show them how to
我
do
告诉
it
他做什么
by helping them
然后
out.
呢，我示范
Then
给
you
他看
want，them to try it,
然后
and
呢，
they're not
他
going
要
to do
自
it
己要
perfect
试
when
着
they
去
try it the
做。
first time.
第一次
And
不
after
会没
they
关
mess
系
it，all up,
他会
okay,
搞
here's
得
what
复
you
杂
got to do.
他讲
Okay,
的
this is 写
错了
very important.
写
Write
下
this
来，写下
down.
来，写的大大
You
的，
did great.
你做的好棒
No
哦
matter how bad they
他
did.
哪怕讲的
Listen,
再
Jerry, you
烂，
did just
你
great,
真的好
okay?
棒
But I
哦。
just want to tell you a couple of things of why
也有
I
一
do
些
what I
些要
do,
进步
because
的，
when you do it this way, it
这
works
样子
better. But
进
don't
步一
worry,
下，
man, you're
你
doing
就会
great.
更有
It's
力
just
量了。没
unbelievable.
关
This
系，你刚
next
才做的非
presentation
常
is
棒
going to
哦。
be better. Now let's do it again.
那下一次再
She
来，
does it again. Now
然后
she's
他
only
呢
got
再
a
进
few
步，
things
他
she's
下次
messed
再
up.
做，
And I
他
said,
再进步一
Jerry,
点点。
that was just
哇，
really
你刚才又
unbelievable.
进
Man,
步
I
了，
can't believe
我无
you
法想
increased
象
by 50% how
你已
good you
经
were.
进步了
That's better than
50%
the
了
average person.
啊，
Now
你比
just
一般的人
change
更
this
好
and
了。
change
现在你
that,
再改
and
一
it's
下，
even
再
going
改
to
一
be
下，再
better.
改一下，你
The
就
next
在
time
旁
she
边修
does it
正他，再
perfect.
鼓励
The
他。
next time she signs someone
下
up.
次呢，
The
他
next
签了
time
新
she
的
signs
人
up
了，
another
啊，
person.
再
I say,
签了
now
新的人
Jerry,
了。
you're on your own. You now
OK，
know
好了
how to
，Mary，
do
你现
the
在自己可以
presentation.
读
You know
翻
how
译
to
面
get
了，
people involved in the
你
business.
可
You know how to
以
get people
邀
into the
约
company.
会
And you
签
want to
人，
go through all those
然后呢，你
steps
这几个步
so
骤
that
要
you
重复
have
去做。
someone that does it on their own. Now, while you're doing this, okay, here's something that's very important. This is you.
当
When
你在
I'm
做
working
这个
with my
事业的时候，
distributor, I want to go down line,
我会往下
okay, and
去
work
发
with my
展。
different levels.
我不会只是
Okay,
说
I
看
want to
我的
work
第一
down
代，
line with
我
my
会
different
往
levels.
下发
Okay,
展。
so let's take this for instance as 1, 2,
我第一
3,
我直接
4,
介绍的是
5,
第一代，
6 levels.
那我
Okay,
会关
and the
注
reason I
我的
like to work
前6
down
代。
line like this is that if I have people down here on the bottom successful,
如
and
果
they're
的第6
doing
代
volume, let's say
成
this
功的
person
话，
down here is doing 3,000
如果他做
volume,
3000的营业额，
then number 5
第5
has to
线
do
他也会做
2,500
2500
points a
点，
month just to get their
上面那几
royalties.
个都会
And
有
number
业绩。
4 has to do 2,500
所以
just to
你
get
要
their
巩固
royalties
前
on
3
that
代，
person.
你就还要
And
看好
number
4、5、6
3
代。
has to do 2,500 so that they can get their royalties. And number 2 has to appreciate, okay, the products and the marketing plan and what it does. If you keep the focus that the product is the attention, and that's why we're doing all so good, your ego won't get completely out of control, okay? And that's a good thing to have
你在
happen.
这个事业里
It's
面永
great to
远
have
记
a
得
good ego. But
要
it's
把
not
这
so
个
good that you get so
注意
caught
力
up with
跟主
yourself,
角在
okay,
产品里
that it
面。
just
我们
runs
公司
totally
为
out
什么
of
会这么成
control
功
and？
是
you're the
因为
star of
我
the
们有
show
产
and nobody
品，
can
我
relate
们的
to you
产
and
品
you're not
是
bringing
主
more
角。
people up and you're not getting as
不
many
要
eyes
做
to
的
see.
好了一点，
And
就是
we
觉得
can't
骄傲了。
forget the fact that there's a whole lot of things that are making this
你
Herbalife
要知
thing
道这家
happen.
公司这么
Okay,
成功，
between the
背后
products
有
and
产品，
between the
有医
marketing
生，
plan
有
and
研究人员，
between the
有
way
行
our
政人
people
员，
have
有
such
很多人在保护这家公司
just。an absolute mission of where they want to go with this company. The fact that we're in lots of businesses and lots of countries has something to do with it. I want to talk about real quickly the job of a sponsor.
对，那我再
It's your
强调一下
job，
介绍人要做什么工
to
作。
help the person along, to help them start their
我们的工作
business,
是
and
协
to
助新人
push
起步，
them
然后
more
呢
than they would push
鼓励他
themselves, and to give
多
them
做一点，鼓励
confidence
他
that
去
this is
成
going
长。
to work. Because I'm telling you
鼓励
something,
他
there's
可
so
以
many
成
people
功
after
的。
they leave our meeting that give negativity to some
有
of
些
our
人
people,
离开这场会
okay?
议回到
They're
家
telling
会
you
遇到
you're
很多负
crazy for
面，
doing this. I can't believe you've been
家
a
里人给他
pharmacist
泼
and now
冷
you're
水。
selling powders and pills for
啊，
some
你没事
ridiculous
干了，卖
company
减
called
肥药，
Herbalife. And
卖
there's
什么
lots
康
of
宝来。
people that are more than ready and willing to be negative to the people that are all jacked up at the meeting, and then they get home to get nothing but beat up by their relatives until their check gets up there.
那有
And
些
that's
好
why
多
you
人在
guys
回到
as
家的时候
sponsors
呢，会遇到负
become so
面。
important.
所以我
And
对于
that's why the
我们来
Tuesday,
说，我们
Thursday,
是他们的
Saturday
介绍人。
concept is so important because you
我
can
们
be
有办这个
around
系统，
people
你们
all
他
the
们 可以一直不断的跟着这么多正面积极的伙伴们，一直呢鼓励他坚持下去。
And so I hope you take that. My
所以
little
呢，你不单只是
analysis way
每
of
一场
saying
会
it
议要
here
回来
as
学
a
习，你
way
每一场
of
会议要回来
taking
充
your
电，
distributors
每一
and
次
making
要
them feel
会议
good
呢要
and
回来
making
听，
them do
因为为什么
more
呢？
than they can
你
believe
回
in
去
themselves.
获到
And I'll tell you,
到一些
if
负
you
面的
can
消
just
息，
get
不管
this
是你家里人
concept,
还
and
是
it's
你的
hard
客
to
户，还是
get.
你的经销商，
If you
你要
care more
给
about
给
your
到康宝
distributors
来的
making
活动
money
充
than
电
you're。making money yourself, you're on your way. Because if your people make money, you're guaranteed to
当
get
你的
rich.
伙伴，
And
当
that's
你的
how
伙
I've
伴
always
们成功，
operated my
你保
business.
证会成功。
Everything I can think of, every night
我
and
所
day
想的
to
每
make
一
you
天
guys
就是
money
要
is
让
what
我
I'm
的
thinking
伙伴们
about.
更加
All
成
the
功。
time.
所有的时间我都在想这一点。
So listen, I've just had an incredible time here coming to Korea. And, well, you know, in closing here today, I'd just like to say that the last couple of words.
最后几点，
Over all the things that we've taught you, the most important thing that I could say is, if you keep to the plan that we talked about here of keeping the business simple
你如果保持
and
简单，
keeping the product simple,
产品
using
简单，
mostly the
这个收
testimonials,
入这个机会简
keeping
单，
your opportunity meetings
开
simple,
会也保持简单，
keeping the business part of it simple,
把所有一
and
切
doing
都
10
保持
people a
简单。
day
一
to
天
get
邀
2
约10个
people
客
to
户，
work down
10
line with
个
them.
收入
Help your people,
10
just
个
don't
讲
leave them
的
alone. Send
康宝
them
来的
off to
生
the
意的，
meetings. Those are the most
这
important
是重
things.
点。
Besides that, it's going to be consistency,
接下来就要坚
doing
持，
this day after day after
一天坚持
day,
去做。
okay? You're going to have some good
有
days,
些日
and
子
you're going to
是
have
很
some unbelievable days,
很
okay?
顺利，有些日
And
子是不是很顺利？
going through the bad days are just as important as going through the good days, okay?
那些
It
不是很
makes you a
顺利的那
stronger
一些日子，
person.
跟那些
It
顺利
makes
的
you
日
more
子
of
呢
a
是
better
差不多的
person。to get through the times that are rough in your life, not just with Herbalife, but your own personal life. And the last thing is just having faith in the company,
你要
have
相信
faith in
康宝来，
yourself,
相
have
不
faith
信
in
自
the
己，
products,
相信
have
产品，
faith in us,
相
because
信
we're going to do the
大
most
家，
unbelievable things
因为我们
you've
会
ever
做全
seen
世界最
in
不可思
business
议的事情，
history.
在这个
Okay?
历史中最不可
And
思议的
the
历
way
史。
I kind of see
我看
Herbalife
康宝来
someday
是怎
in
么
the
看呢？
future,
这个未来
okay,
会是怎么
is
样子
kind
呢？
of like
就有一点
if
像
you could imagine
你能想
coffee
象
and tea,
茶跟
okay,
咖啡
of
吗？
hundreds and hundreds of
100
years
年
ago,
前
okay? Nobody really
没有
thought
人喝咖
coffee was
啡
going to
的，
be that
没
big a
有人
deal
喝
and
咖
stuff
啡
like
的。
that. But today,
今天呢？
what's the deal, okay?
今天是什么？
Even if you don't drink
既
coffee,
不喜
you
欢
have
喝
to
咖
have
啡，
coffee
家
in
里
your
都要
house.
有咖啡。
And the reason you
所以
have
当
to
客
have
人来到
coffee
你
in
家
your
里的时
house
候呢，
is you
你
want to
必
be a
须要
good
倒茶
host
跟倒咖啡
so
给
that
他
when
们，
people
你
come
这样子招
over
待客
and
户。
say, well, what would you like to drink?
那
They would say, well, I'd like to have some
你问他
coffee.
你要喝什么？
And
他
it's
说
kind
我
of
喝
the way
咖
I
啡。
see
我
Herbalife.
的
We're not
远
that
见就
big
是
yet. But
有一
someday
天
when we
来
get
到
huge, you have to have
你家的
Herbalife
时候
in your
呢，
house.
你的客人你问他你要喝什么味道的奶昔？要喝香
Because you
草、
have to
咖
be a
啡、
proper
巧克
host,
力、
right? They
香
might
草，
say,
还有
well, I
草
want
莓。
an
你喜欢
Herbalife
喝什么
shake.
味
And
道
you'll？ have to have the product in your house,
必须要
whether
每
you
个
take
家
it
家
in
户
or
户
not.
都要有一罐奶昔在他们厨房里面。
So it's just been an incredible day of training,
这是
and
不可思议一
we
天。
want all of you to be back at the home office.
我希望你们
And
都可以
when you
去
go through the
参
home
观康宝莱
office,
家族
there's
的
no
公司，
question we're going to drag you from the GIT team to the millionaire team to the president's team.
一路看着你
And
们成长，上
as
推广
fast as
富
you
豪
guys
总
are
裁，
growing, okay, everybody in the entire
所有的
stadium
人
could be on the
都
president's
可以
team.
达到总裁。
Well, now
如
wouldn't
果
that
你
be
愿意努力
amazing,
去做，
okay? Of everybody.
想想在座所有
The
的人都是
whole
总裁，
stadium, all the way in the back of the
所有
room,
后面你们这些
everybody
人有一
became
些是
president's
总
team
裁，
members. We're gonna get rich.
大家都发财。
Listen, I hope you guys have had a great time. Let's make this world a better place for
我
people to
们
live
一起
in.
把全世
Welcome to
界越来越
Herbalife!
健康，变得越来越快乐。欢迎大家来康宝来。All right.